looks like it might be handy too. Alright, I'm nearly at the point where I've got to move this table. It's too close to my new deck, which I've been working on for the past few days. Before that, I was doing the grading and using my old rake here. The damn thing broke, so I did a temporary fix on it. What I did was I put a bolt in and then pull that right out of there. The way this was put together before, this was actually longer, and there was a hole there, and there was a nail or a pin or something through it to hold it in. Now the problem with this rake is that it kind of buckles here. You can see it. The way they made this is they cut out this section here and here, and then they bent it back to form that, which is clever, but it's not very rugged. So I'm going to try to straighten this out a little bit by pounding on it. It's pretty soft steel. Put the bolt back in. And I'm going to do a little bit of grinding here to remove some of the crap that's on there. It's mostly concrete. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to weld this bolt onto this part, this metal piece. I'm not getting good power here. Yeah, my extension cord is a little bit too small. It's kind of warm just with that little bit of work. So I'm going to move the welder where I can plug it in direct. That's better. Alright, so that's done. That means that the bolt will never come out, which is not really that big a deal anyway. But then I found this when I was digging the welder out of my shed, and I'm not sure where this came from. I think maybe it's from my old oil furnace, but I'm not sure. But that would make a perfect brace for the rake. And the first thing I got to do is clean up this edge a little bit. Alright, now it's tacked, I can run a continuous feed right along it and solidly weld it on. Okay, not bad. Pretty good weld all the way across. A little hot. I haven't touched it just yet. And knock the slag off. I want to drill right through this metal part and through the other metal part. I figured that would be the best way to do it. I can flip it over, bolt in. This is just a regular 1/4 inch bolt, and now I'm going to take a couple of washers on this side, and I've got a lock nut that I'm going to tighten on there. Okay, now that that's done, I've got these lips here that turn down 90 degrees, and what I'm going to do, rather than leave those like that, is I'm going to flatten them over. Okay, let's see how it works. Feels good. A lot more solid. You can dig in. No worries of it breaking anymore, which is good. And you can always turn it over and do that smoothing thing that people like to do when they flip a rake over. So, big improvement. The only thing is, it's a little bit heavy, so I'm thinking that maybe I could cut out some sections here to lighten it up a bit. Alright, I've marked out roughly where I want the cuts to be. Now normally I would make these cuts with my grinder and a zip cut blade, but last year I bought a plasma cutter, and I really haven't had a chance to use it, so I thought I would use it here just to quickly cut these out and see how it works. I did actually test it last year, but nothing too extensive. Cool. Okay, that was a great cut, but then I got to thinking that what if I made a template, because this thing has got this, you know, guide around it that keeps it the right distance away from the metal. It would also follow the inside of a pattern here like this, so that it would, you could make a template. So that's what I did. Quickly cut up this piece of plywood. It's oversized. It's bigger than the thing here, and I'm just going to clamp that in place roughly and see how that works. Well, I went under the goddamn thing. I get a feeling this would work better if I hadn't already cut the hole. Still cleaned it up a bit. Okay, yeah, a lot better. Quite a bit lighter. Not a whole lot though, but you know what? It's nice to be able to see when you're raking, because I'm kind of used to that, you know, being able to see right through the rake. Before I wrap this one up, I just want to try something here. I've got an old aluminum shovel, and you know, plasma is supposed to be able to cut all metals, so I'm just going to try this out. I haven't cut aluminum with this yet. Yeah, so pretty good. Looks like using a straight edge or a guide is the best way. That cut is really clean and straight, unlike my first one, which is a little bit ragged. It keeps getting hung up on the thing, so it pauses and I guess the metal melts back in. But this is clean, straight through, nicely done. It looks like I'm going to have fun with this thing. Now, like I say, I haven't used one of these before, and the ones that I've seen, guys using it, they use it without this thing here. But I can definitely see the use for something like this, especially, you know, it holds it away from the metal the correct distance. Also, it can ride along a template, as long as your template is correctly made. And so I'm probably going to leave it on there. I see a lot of guys freehanding it, running a thing along there, but I don't think that, you know, the tip lasts as long when you do that. Just a note about the plasma cutter, nobody's paying me to promote that. I bought that on my own, and this is my first time using it other than just a little test when I first bought it, make sure it's working. I hope you enjoyed this one, a little bit different, change of pace. I might be doing more things like this in the future, it depends. I'm trying to be a little bit random with this stuff that I do on this channel.